talking about Oxen! Just kidding, we're talking about his brother. Hi guys, before Cider leaves, this is Cider. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how I ended up with him and how I figured out he's part coyote and how I own part of a coyote. So yes, this is Cider. He's very intolerant of being functional when the camera's on or just functional in general. So yeah, this is Cider. Thanks for watching and let's get into the video. Okay, hi guys, what's up? It's Katie Bang. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I want to get right into this video. But before you watch this video through, if you have not seen the video before this video, which I'll link down below, remind me to link it down below in the comments because I probably will forget. I'll do it this time. I'll set a reminder on my phone. I got this. Before you watch this video, make sure that you watch how I figured out my dog is a coyote. I did a DNA test on him, and it's kind of me explaining how I figured out he was a coyote. I had some suspicions, but I didn't get too much into his behavior, how I ended up with him. So that's what this video is going to be covering, because I feel like this is a highly requested topic, so I might as well make 2 videos on it, you know? I cannot figure out how to download videos from Facebook. So if I can't figure out how to download them, if I can, they'll be in this video. If I can't, I'm sorry. So now I'm going to be talking about how we ended up with Cider. In the last video I talked about how I figured out he was a coyote, the DNA test and stuff, but I never figured out what led me to believe he was a coyote, why I did the DNA test, why I was so suspicious of it. Yeah, so I'm going to be talking about that, and first I'm going to start out by saying and explaining how we ended up with Cider, and then I'm going to talk about what led me to believe he was a coyote, and then we'll kind of go from there. So I have my phone on me. I'm going through the first Facebook post I saw. So if I can figure out how to import Facebook videos into this video, I'll do it, but I'm not that talented. So if I can't figure it out, I'll just explain kind of what I see. So yeah, if there's video clips in there, great. If there's not, I'm sorry. At this point in time, I had my Doberman Jazzy and my Australian Shepherd Oxer, and I was riding horses all the time. I was super busy. But as always, I have a huge passion for animals. So I had cats too, but like that doesn't really matter with the story. But I had a huge passion for animals. I really love them, and this is kind of what happened. So one night I'm with my dad, I'm scrolling through Facebook, and I see a video of a dog who's so matted. I'll put a picture here. So matted, so just messed up looking, and so scared looking. It says he's an Australian Shepherd mix. So I'm gonna read you what the video says, and it's of this just shut down dog. I'm gonna get so sad. It's so emotional to know like this is where he started, but it's like happy, but it's still sad. This is Marley. We're hoping that a rescuer adopter who understands the Aussie breed and his story will invest the time needed to bring this boy back to life. Volunteers sit with this boy in his kennel, E159, almost every day of the week. Marley tolerates us but hasn't bonded with anyone. He's in his own world and we can't seem to reach him. Aussies bond very slowly but for life, and this boy may well be at the shelter after losing a long time owner. Marley came to MCACC West as a stray with an Aussie companion. They were both E-listed for fear but saved as project dogs and set aside in a special kennel so that volunteers could work on socializing. After several weeks, we couldn't get them out on a leash, so we picked them up and carried them into the play yard. We've done this many times with fear dogs, but these two were different. And when it came time to bring them in, they ran into the yard and we couldn't catch them. Staff came to help and netted them. This guy's companion, a female, displaced her hip in the netting, and after a plea to rescue, she had to be euthanized. So a sad story, and we were hoping to create a happy ending. I just broke down, and I don't know what it was about this dog, but I remember like being younger and going through a lot and just being completely shut down, and all I wanted was somebody to like look me in the eyes and just be like, it's okay, you're gonna be okay. And something about it I just connected with, and I was like, I need to be that person that I never had for this dog. And it sounds dumb, but it's really just what resonated with me, and I couldn't get this dog out of my head. And I remember just wanting to be like, it's gonna be okay. I don't know how, but it will be, and we'll figure it out. So yeah, that was the beginning. And I talked to my dad about it, and he said he'll think about it. And I think he just saw how much this dog affected me. We decide to adopt him. We go to the shelter. We see him. I'll import pictures of him in his kennel. And he growls at us, and he lunges at us. And my dad looked at me and he said, pick any other dog at the shelter. I will let you bring home 2 if you pick any dog besides him. And I said, no, I want him. There were puppies and all these different types of dogs. And my dad was just like, we cannot have this aggressive dog. And I was like, Dad, I'm going to help him. Like, he's not aggressive. He's just scared. Let me help him. And my dad wasn't happy about it. He was reluctant, but he said, okay, but if that dog hurts you or anyone, he's going back to the pound. And I said, okay. The next video is after he was neutered. We could not get him out of his kennel without being under anesthetic. So we decided to do his neuter surgery and put him straight into a kennel after that and bring him to my house. So he's in the pound for another week until his neuter. And then hopefully I can put the video here. But this caption says, Marley is home. He was crated yesterday, fresh out of his neuter surgery, and transported while groggy. For everyone's safety, we told his new mom that we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know if he could be socialized. We didn't know if this was going to just be a complete failure. So Katie was prepared for whatever came next. And then Marley surprised us. Katie wrote, he's in love with all of our animals. He's been trotting around with them all day. He won't come inside, but he even likes the cats. He isn't in love with his human family yet, but he let us pet him reluctantly and even rolled over in submission. I was not expecting this dog right away to come out of his shell, but he sure did surprise us. He's growled a couple times but then ran away. This boy is all tail wags in love when it comes to the other animals, and I know he will be eventually with us too. Wow. And then the next part is, wow. Have a great life, Marley. You deserve it. Your mom has renamed you Cider, and that seems perfect. A little Thanksgiving miracle wrapped in fur. Jim and I are so thankful for everyone who's shared this dog's story. It made its way to the most perfect family and setting we could have imagined. We are grateful to, and then everyone at the pound. And thank you to Katie and Chris is my dad, for diving into the unknown with us. We feel so blessed to have been a part of this boy's journey. We put him in this kennel, or cage, crate, whatever you want to call it, drive him home. We open the door. So my house at the time had 4 different big brick sections that were like 6-foot brick walls. So he was in, and then there was chain link dividing them. So he was in, or my dogs were in the first brick section that was connected to my house, and then to the right of that was another section that was divided with chain link. We wanted them to meet through the fence, so we opened his cage up, and he walks out. First thing he does is look for an escape. It was brick though, he couldn't find one. And then we let Jazzy out of the house, and she's meeting him through the fence. And he starts whining and wagging his tail. And I was like, holy crap. Like, I thought this was going to be bad. And he just completely changed. He was like, are you my family? Like, are you my pack? So we bring Oxer out, and he's like, good. Like, he's so excited to see them. And then we let him into the yard together. And they are just the best of friends. Him and Jazzy started playing right away. And I could not believe it. And he looked for an escape after that for another couple hours. And then we just watched him start to get attached to the dogs. And I literally spent so much time outside. It was crazy. And that night, my best friend at the time and I had a pizza party. And I think this is one of my greatest, I'm getting so emotional. I think this is one of my greatest memories because we slept outside because we wanted him to bond with us, and he wouldn't go inside. So we had a pizza party with just us and our dogs, and we gave him a slice of pizza. We threw it at him, like in front of him, because he wouldn't come in like within 20 feet of us, and he ate it. And then she went up and pet him, and he was like kind of cornered, so didn't really have anywhere to go, but he was fine and tolerated it. And then I remember at like 3 in the morning when we were asleep, he was wagging his tail, whining at us. And that's when I knew that he wanted to have a family. He wanted this as much as we did. He just needed the right person. And I remember just like, oh my God, like this is gonna work. I get him November 13th for a month. The next month and 10 days, on December 22nd, he ate his first goldfish out of my hands. That was what he liked. So we just went with goldfish. I tried to give him goldfish constantly. I was like, want a goldfish? I was out there with goldfish all the time. And he wanted goldfish so bad, but like we didn't want to be near me. And so actually December 15th, I remember all the dates. I walked out at like 2 in the morning because I had to pee and my dad was still up. And my dad was throwing him goldfish. And I remember like, that was the first time I realized that like my dad is has like the same love for animals that I do, and that's where I got it from. But it was just so funny because I was like, wow, like he wants this too. And I just felt like that was like one of the coolest sights I've ever seen my dad, and like he didn't know anyone was gonna watch him. And I think it was just really cool because I don't see that side of him a lot. December 20th, December 22nd and 23rd, I start to put him on a leash. And I lasso him and get him on a leash. And he screamed and screamed. And people like were about to call animal control. They thought we were beating this dog. And it sounded like I was beating him senseless. And then he gave up. And I did that for probably 2 hours every day. Of just, here's the leash and holding the leash and just letting him freak out. And then he started to walk on a leash. So I was like, okay, we have some progress. So on December 25th, which is Christmas, I got him to go in the house for the first time. And that was such a big deal. And I sent the rescue, or this lady, an update. And she posted about it. So I will read that post to you. Of me and Cider. And it's him on the couch. And they say, can you believe it? Cider's mom, Katy, writes, Cider's my BFF now. He walks on a leash and comes instantly when I call. He romps around the yard with his fur siblings. And he just got his first haircut. The dog that was feral has come this far in a month. Katy, you've come farther with this boy than anyone could have dreamed. Awesome job. And so that's that. And I remember that. I was so proud of that. After that, I ended up in the hospital. And I cut my fingers off with the immersion blender. And it says, please send some love and healing thoughts to Cider's mom, Katy. Katy lost an argument with the blender over the holiday and is waiting to find out whether she will get to keep the fingers involved. She told me that after the accident, she was laying on the kitchen floor and Cider ran to her side, lying with her until she was taken to the hospital. Loyal boy. Here he is with one of his first siblings. And that was completely worth cutting my fingers off, because I remember I was bleeding profusely and I was in so much pain. I'm just laying on the kitchen floor because no one's there and I'm just like, shit, like this sucks. And Cider just runs in and he just lays there. And I was like, what the heck? Like, this dog cares. This dog cares that I'm in pain. So I just thought it would be interesting to do a video on that. So yeah, I am going to put some images and clips and everything of him now just so you can see how far he's come and how much I love him. Oh, I love that dog. Okay, now for a creature call out. Thank you guys so much for watching, by the way. You guys are my loves. I love you guys so much. And I hope you know that. Like, I genuinely adore you guys. So yeah, thank you for all of the love. And let me look for somebody to call out. Today's creature call out is Silky Fuchs. It's F-E-W-X. I don't know if I said that right, but I love you so much and I love all of you so much. I hope you have a great, great, great rest of your day. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what you think the craziest part of his story was. I love you guys. I will see you next video. Bye.